So more of an in-depth look. Here you can see one of my guys. This is one of the first ones I painted. Now he is a bit more kind of dirtier and a bit more kind of cruddier in colouring than most of the rest of them are at the moment, because as you can see they're still in kind of the ready stages. A few, such as the leader, are currently a bit more dirtied up. He's getting a bit more dirtied up. But this guy here kind of shows the overall of what actually is going to be the result. So as you can see, there is very specific colours used throughout. I want to go with something quite bold, but at the same time keep the rest of the tones quite subdued. So one of the things I haven't really ever used is orange in my armies. I've done yellow, I've done turquoise, I've done red, white, you name it. I've never done orange, and I thought this would be a great chance. With all the stuff what I'm doing on a smaller scale stuff now, I'm doing contrast. So to give you a breakdown of what we have here. So the main armour utilises Gryph-hound orange, as you can see. So everything's obviously over a white base, and then we use contrast to go over. Then the cloak here, so any kind of cloak in this sense. There's only a few models with this. So I think there's this guy here, him here, him here, and then the other four gunners are all in the kind of tubing armor. Anyway, so this is using Skeleton Horde. So you can see quite a liberal amount of Skeleton Horde goes on there. And then again, what's going to happen is very thin coats of glazing of Agrax over the cloth to make it dirty, maybe some stippling in there as well. You can kind of see it on this guy, it kind of went a bit more in with the dirtying of the cloak, but I do need to go really kind of sooty dark on the bottom, because obviously these guys are miners, and they need to kind of have a bit more of a dirtier look to them. Next up, we have anywhere where there's like the gloves, the helmet, the boots as well. They are all done using Basiliscanum grey. This Basil Faulty grey. So this is very liberal again. I want to kind of get the dark tones, because this can be quite a clear looking contrast. So it's quite good to get quite a thick coat all over this, especially on things like the helmet. I think it's quite good when you use this, because it's very dirty when you put too much on, but that kind of works in my favour, because it kind of gives me a bit of an advantage overall on the job. As you can see from the gang leader, I've already started dirtying it up with Nuln Oil and a little bit of Agrax as well. This one's arm is a lot more kind of how I want it to be. It's a little bit shiny, so I need to do something with that. But you can kind of see on the fist, areas like that, and like on the back, I've started really dirtying this guy up. And the greys work really well. The greys are used on the shaft of the hammer as well, and then like I say, you can see on the boots. The pants were all done various colours. So this guy's was done, I think, with Wildwood. We've got I think this is the Garex Sewer. Yeah, so there's a few of them in there. Like I said, there's grey pants, there's greeny brown pants where I was mixing stuff up, and then some straight out Militarum green, just to give them everything a little bit of difference. This is a little bit difference to them all. After I've done that, I'll move these guys back. All I do is I'm going over Leadbelcher with the guns. Any tidbits like this, clasps, anything like that. I give a bit of a shine to the armor as well, so you can kind of see here. I've done all the studs and also kind of a little bit of a chip in there. It's not just accident. I am actually going to kind of add chipping to all the armor, because obviously these guys are in the mines, they're going to get damaged. It's not going to be pristine suits, so I want to make it kind of look a bit more realistic. So over all that, then obviously what I'll do is I will go over with Nuln to give that matted look and break down the metals. You'll notice on the guns here, so what I've done is I've gone over with I don't think it's, yeah, not Black Legion, it is you think I'd have got it out, Black Templar. So I put on Black Templar just one coat over the top of it of the metal, and then I'll maybe wash that overall with an oil to kind of give it that matted look to match it all. Yeah, apart from that, really, it is mainly contrast, and then I'm going over kind of highlights where I can. I'm doing so where I can. You can see a little screen that was done using the Plague Bearer contrast, so quite a vivid colour and quite a big double up of it on there. And then once that's kind of, I've got the rest of the details done, I'll probably add in a little bit more of a display to that, like kind of like icons or something. So yeah, that's the kind of breakdown of them. You can see the goggles, again, all using contrast, so I've mixed through tons of different contrasts to get different effects. Same with the beard, so this one's using, I'm not too sure on this one's, it's kind of like the visor has got a bit too dark. But yeah, so there's a couple blue ones, we've got a nice pair of red shades, and also these bright number here. So I really liked how his turned out, they look really nice and shiny light. But yeah, I'm really happy. And then any other details, things like this, so you can see the straps, things like that. What I'll do is I'll go in with things such as Wildwood, Cygor Brown is also a very good one as well to have, and then just kind of mixing and matching the browns where I can, breaking it up a little bit just to kind of give a little bit of a difference to it. So yeah, that is how they look overall. I'm really chuffed with kind of how they're turning out. I do need to sit down and kind of really go over them. Oh, just a note as well, what I'll say is the armors, like the arm on the tubing, so that is, again, that is a contrast. That is half and half of Basiliscum and then Apothecary white mixed in together, shook up, mixed in, and then it gives a nice little kind of like mid-grey tone. And then I'm going to go over that again, like saying, probably dirty up. You can see it kind of affected some a little bit more than others. But yeah, there's a lot of work to do still. So you can see some have the guns done, some do not. Some are a little bit further ahead than others. Some kind of getting the metal details added. But I'm really chuffed with them. I'm really going to look forward to having these guys on the table. And having them all kind of quite thematic. I think it's hard when you've got these kind of models because the squats are very basic in the unit. When you look at them, they are just all look the same. There's either the guy with the gun, or the guy with the big gun, the guy with two guns, or the guy with a hammer. There's not really much character to them, so to kind of break them apart is hard. But I kind of like the idea, like with dwarfs, is if you've ever played the game Deep Rock Galactic, it kind of reminds me of that. So I quite enjoy it. Being kind of like a little bit kind of like, I imagine like the dwarfs in that, and yeah, it's been a really good project to work on. So yeah, hopefully these guys will be ready in the next week or so when I finally sit down and finish them off. Also, just a note as well, you'll notice the bases are already rimmed, so that was done using a just a standard grey. I think, yeah, so it was Eshin Grey. So I just did Eshin Grey on the base rims, and then that's it. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you like the dwarfs and all the squattiness. I keep calling them dwarfs, obviously they're squats, and I apologise to everybody who keeps saying like, oh, the squats, not dwarfs. Apologies, that is because I am a Deep Rock Galactic player and I see them as space dwarfs. Same attitude as a space dwarf as well, so that's kind of what I'm channeling with them all, and quite like the idea of getting them out on the table and maybe hopefully getting a few Necromunda games in there soon. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one where hopefully these guys will be done and we'll be moving on to our next project.